Welcome to the first class for SYO 2101, Families in the United States. During this class, we will go over our introduction, class requirements, the syllabus, classroom discussions, and what to do next. Well, hello, my name is Sunshine. Please do call me Sunshine. The best way to contact me is through email. If you'd like to look at the PowerPoint that this is associated with, there are more details specifically about when and where to get a hold of me. I am a social demographer, and I have focused my research on ethnic formation and migration of vulnerable populations, specifically by climate-driven migration. I also am such a fan of mud, and you can tell that because my favorite things to do are to kayak, to garden, to work with pottery or ceramics, and I love pets. My office is in the Bellamy building in room 610, and my office hours are Tuesday to Thursday, 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. What is sociology? It is the study of social life, social change, and the social causes and consequences of human behavior. Sociologists investigate the structure of groups, organizations, and societies and how people interact within these contexts. Pierre Bourdieu is a wine, has a very famous and useful quotation. The function of sociology, as of every science, is to reveal that which is hidden. Simple, but true. We will be using and referencing this 2017 textbook, Families in America by Dr. Susan Brown. What is really required for this class is for you to engage in critical thinking. I will expect you to be curious, compassionate, aware, decisive, honest, willing, and flexible, as well as creative. As is typical on the first day of class, what we go over the most is the syllabus, which is a contract. You can tell a lot from a course. In the contract, it goes over grading specifically, which really does identify my model that I use, which is called the flipped classroom. You will see that the majority of your points, 25% from lecture quizzes, 19% from attendance, and 30% from unit quizzes, are all based on a flipped classroom. Individually, you'll also have collaborative evaluations, family diary entries, and of course, a course evaluation. So, welcome to the flipped classroom. Before class, your preparation is key. Start by reading the assigned materials and watching the lecture quiz videos. This will give you a solid foundation for our class activities. Before you come to class, complete the flipped lecture quiz to verify that you reviewed the material. This quiz includes specific questions designed to highlight key takeaways and ensure you understand the core concepts. By doing this, you'll be well prepared to engage in our class discussions and activities. I will tell you my personal goal is to limit the lecture videos to 15 minutes or less. And you demonstrate you have read the assignments and have watched the recorded lecture before you come to class by completing the lecture quiz in Canvas. The whole point of flipping the class is so that you come to class prepared to engage with course material. Therefore, the answers to the questions for the lecture quizzes are embedded in the lecture video. And this is what it would look like. There is a slide. For example, a slide like this that says, what is the primary purpose of the flipped classroom model as described? You'll be given some time, and then the actual slide will come up with the actual answer that I expect. I am pointing to the actual words you want. I do not try to hide my material. I emphasize what I want you to learn. My goal is to have you engage in active learning. During class, you participate in small group activities with your assigned group. These activities are designed to help you practice and apply the concepts we've covered. You'll work collaboratively to solve problems, discuss new information, and explore ideas in depth. There will be products of these activities. However, those products are not graded. Instead, you will be given points for attendance from an attendance quiz with simple questions in the beginning of class. This is in an effort to create an interactive learning environment that allows you to engage with the material in a hands-on way, making the concept more meaningful and easier to understand without worrying about the product and the grade that will come of that product. Remember, active participation is crucial for your success in this class. 3 times in the semester, the final one during finals week, we will be checking in with unit quizzes. It's important to check your understanding of all the material. You'll do this with periodic unit quizzes. These quizzes are designed to help you reflect on what you've learned and identify any areas where you might need further review. By regularly assessing your knowledge, you'll reinforce your learning and be better prepared for future classes. Continuous learning and reflection are essential components of the flipped classroom model, ensuring you stay on track and achieve your academic goals. You will be individually asked to do 3 collaborative evaluations. The collaborative activities are opportunities to gain greater mastery of academic and work, and the specific skill of collaboration. We will always dedicate group time in class, typically at the end, and at the end your group must submit 1 completed group product by the time indicated at the end of the designated class, usually before the next class starts. Groups can often complete their work out of class if they so choose, provided the group submits the output again on Canvas no later than 11:59 p.m. the following day. These collaborative evaluations are used to help you understand and be more critical of the collaborative process so that you may gain more skills. This class does require you to write 2 diary entries. You will submit 2. Being sociologically mindful involves understanding social agents and institutions. To better understand the social institution of family, it is important to reflect on its role in shaping us as individuals and its effects on broader society. For these assignments, you will reflect on how family operates at individual and institutional levels, considering how they interact. You will develop and apply your sociological imagination by situating your own family experience within the larger historical, contemporary, and structural context of the family in the United States. The reason for 2 entries is to encourage more nuanced and thoughtful consideration, drawing connections between the materials and class discussions. This class is large. As a matter of practicality, larger classes make it almost impossible for me to accept late work, and so I do so only in the case of approved absences. All assignments are due by the due date. Except for exams and quizzes due either before or in class, most work is due on Sundays at 11:59 p.m. to Canvas. Makeup quizzes will only be available for those with approved excuses, and you should make those arrangements in advance. One of the goals of this class is to understand sociology. Understanding sociology is inherently connected to using a critical perspective about how society interacts with individuals. Critical thinking leads to often called critical theories. And you will see, as is illustrated by this small cartoon, that critical thinking has many steps: understanding the problem, exploring its boundaries, questioning assumptions, imagining new perspectives, identifying weaknesses, justifying a solution, acknowledging limitations, and reflecting on alternatives. For this reason, it will be important for you to work in multiple groups, because more people thinking about a problem and its different boundaries will result in more responses. That means we will have a lot of classroom discussions, and we will be talking in an academic setting. Please be sure you review this in the syllabus, but classroom courtesy will be a must. We will be very specific about language. There is no comfortable way to talk about anything that is contentious, and what is a family is a contentious setting, contentious subject. We will use humor because it can help us understand family dynamics and stereotypes, and it can even prevent us from getting overwhelmed. However, we must realize that what one person finds funny, another may not. In such cases, I expect the same open-mindedness and classroom courtesy rules to apply. I would also like you to know that some of these topics can be triggering. I will try to identify those classes ahead of time. In addition to classroom courtesy, as we discussed before, this class also operates under the following guidelines. Withholding. Do not feel obligated to reveal your own experiences or those of a relative or close friend. Reveal only what is comfortable for you. Confidentiality. Any revelations made in this class should not be repeated in an identifiable way to others. Please respect the privacy of your peers, and please note, I am a mandatory reporter. This is your first day attendance. Even if you do add during drop add, I will ask you to do the first day attendance. We are using it for data. This is what you are to do. You have to look for a family photo and post it, and identify who is in your family. Look in the discussion section to find and make your post. Before you come to class, make sure you've completed lecture quiz number 1, which, by the way, this is lecture quiz number 1. It has 1 question. Make sure you read the syllabus and prepare for the class by reviewing the lecture video number 2 and completing lecture quiz video number 2.